Hi, I'm Daqish Mukhtar and I am your host during this recording. Later, we have talked a lot about communication, but let us first define what is it, what is meant by communication, and inclusively, what is the role of communication. There are a set of definitions. However, we can summarize them in one short definition, which is it. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one person or group to another. A simple look to this definition. Let us highlight some keywords that are act, which means that communication does not express a state of being. However, it's a physical activity which involves a set of articulations. Second word is mean of transfer. Whatsoever the types of communication, either verbal, which include oral or written form, or non-verbal, which include also behaviors or body languages. Whatsoever these forms of communication, the core function is limited to transfer of ideas, feeling, news, or knowledge. The third word is that communication involves three blocks: sender, recipient, and the message. The sender encodes the message by combining by verbal and non-verbal means. The role of recipient is to decoding this message, which may result in different understanding, first from the sender to the recipient or among recipients themselves. You have probably mentioned that we have distinguished between verbal and non-verbal communication. This distinction refers to categories of communication. Indeed, there are a variety range of ways in which we communicate, and more than one may be occurring at any given time. The different categories of communication include spoken or verbal communication, which includes face-to-face, telephoning, radio or television, and other media. Non-verbal communication, covering body language, gestures, how to dress or act, and where we stand. There are many subtle ways that we communicate, perhaps even unintentionally, with others. For example, the tone of the voice can give clue to mood or emotional state, whilst hand signals or gestures can add to spoken. Written communication, which includes letters, emails, social media, books, magazines, the internet, and other kind of media. The technological revolution has been playing a significant and determined role in the development of written communications in today's world. A greater portion of the world population can write and publish their ideas and mental and emotional background online, which has led to dynamic explosion of information and communication. Visualization through graph and charts. This kind of communication was the result of the information boom which follow the technological revolution and the emergence of big data and artificial intelligence. Let's now talk about the communication process. A message or communication is sent by the sender through a communication channel to a receiver or to multiple receivers. The sender must encode the message, the information being conveyed, into a form that is appropriate to a communication channel, and the receiver then decode the message to understand its meaning and significance. Misunderstanding can occur at any stage of communication process. So effective communication involves minimizing potential misunderstanding and overcoming any barriers to communication at each stage in the communication process. That is why we focus first on communication as a subject within within business English, because handling a good communication will probably lead to success of business contracts. That is, an effective communicator understands their audience, chooses an appropriate communication channel, honors their message through this channel, and encode the message to reduce misunderstanding by the receiver or the receivers. They will also seek out feedback from the receiver or the receivers as to how the message is understood and attempt to correct any misunderstanding or confusion as soon as possible. Receiver can use techniques such as clarification and reflection as effective way to ensure that the message sent has been understood correctly. So, what makes communication be misunderstood? There are many barriers to communication, and this may occur at any stage in the communication process. Barriers may lead to your message becoming distorted, and you therefore risk wasting both time and or money by causing confusion and misunderstanding. Effective communication involves overcoming these barriers and conveying a clear and concise message. So what are the common barriers to effective communication? Here is some. First, the use of jargon, overcomplicated, unfamiliar and or technical terms. This can lead to misunderstanding of your idea, of your mental expression. Second one is emotional barriers and taboos. Some people may find it difficult to express their emotions, and some topics may be completely off limits or taboo. Taboo or difficult topics may include politics, religion, disabilities, mental and physical, racism, and any opinion that may be seen as unpopular. The third barriers that we can list is lack of attention, lack of interest, distraction, or irrelevant to the receiver. The fourth barrier is the difference in perception and viewpoints. The second barrier or the other barrier is physical disabilities such as hearing problems or speech difficulties. Other barriers we can mention is physical barriers to non-verbal communication, which means that not being able to see the non-verbal cue, gestures, postures, and general body language can make communication less effective. Phone calls, text messages, and other communication methods that rely on technology are often less effective than face-to-face communication. Language difference and the difficulties is understanding unfamiliar accents, and this is the core problem in business English. Expectations and prejudices which may lead to false assumption or stereo rather than what is actually said and jump to incorrect conclusion. Cultural difference, which is primordial to be understood within business English. The norms of social interaction vary greatly in different countries or in different cultures. For example, the concept of personal space varies between cultures and between different social settings. And this was some barriers that may affect the coding and the decoding, meaning the production and the reception of the message. So be careful when you produce a message